Do you ever find a game and it just like sucks you in? You know what I mean? Like you go maybe a week or two just playing this your same sort of old one or two games that you normally play, and then you finally give that one game a chance. And it's like maybe the first time it doesn't completely click, but you just feel like you want to play it. You feel like you want to get into it. Now for me, um in Roblox Anime Tower Defense, my first ever game with this genre was ASTD, All Star Tower Defense. And All Star Tower Defense, that game, for its time, that shit was peak. And I'm not like, I didn't start, first week, like OG ASTD. No, I was like, I came pretty late to it, but I still like, I played it a lot. I think I have like 600 or 700 hours according to Roper. I'll put a screenshot. It'll say the exact number of hours. Maybe 500, give or take around there on the game. Because I just played it like in it all day, every day. While I was in school, I remember coming from school, play as ASTD or ABA. Both those two games I grinded heaps when I was still in school. And ASTD, it felt like the kind of game where it felt like it's Dokkan, right? If you're familiar with Dokkan Battle, Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle, the mobile game, it's like a collection game. The end goal was to just get every single unit that you like, evolve them, get them the highest rarity, get dupes of them, whatever, whatever. You know what I mean? And ASTD gave me that sort of same feeling, but ASTD didn't last for long. Not for me at least. Well, I say it didn't last for long when I played it a fuck ton, but it fell off for me eventually because I got into AA, and AA was ASTD times 1,000 for me. It was a completely different game. In like a comparison, it's like ASTD was Dokkan Battle, and AA was Dragon Ball Legends. Now I say that, but me personally, I do actually prefer Dokkan Battle over Legends. I love them both, but if I had to pick one or the other to play for the rest of my life, Dokkan Battle is the one that I'd go to. But if I had to pick between AA and ASTD, as we know, ASTD currently not looking good. ASTD X, coming out soon, it might be good, but we never know. It's not great, right? And AA is just AA is AA, bro. Like, don't get me right. The game's fucking. It's a god, right? Like nothing against that at all. But yeah, if I had to make a comparison, ASTD Dokkan, AA Dragon Ball Legends, and I played AA, still play AA, just it fucked on. And for the longest time, I would say like my sort of taste in anime tower defense games would be the sort of high quality, like good effects looking one. And now you might say, oh, that's pretty obvious to say because you'd want good effects in your game, you want to have stuff to look at, but most people don't even play with effects on anyways. I'm probably in the minority who play AA or Vanguards. When I play Vanguards, I played them with effects off basically all the time. I basically never played them with the effects off apart from like maybe infinite. Sorry, definitely infinite. Or stuff that just takes a while, when there's a lot of units placed, etc. That obviously you have to play with effects off. But everything else, progressive modes, etc., on. Completely on all the time. Because I just, that's the whole game for me. I love the way it looks. I love to play it like that. And well, at the end, what I'm trying to get at here is there's two types of anime Roblox tower defense games. There's your high quality, no, the way I describe, I know I keep tripping over myself, but I'm trying to say like the two defining factors I would say is if the game has 2x speed or 3x speed, whatever, or if the game is completely only on 1x. Now, usually, if a game has 2 or 3x, it usually means that the game is lower quality because they just want shit to get out faster. People don't usually play with effects on something like ASTD, for example, where you have 8 placement units. 8 is like the default. Just think about that. 8 units. It's ridiculous. You can't have effects on because it's just your computer would fucking blow up and kill you, right? It's full fucked. And AA, where the average like unit cap is like 3, you can sort of have them on, you can sort of look at them, and it just works out. But one game is sped up and one game isn't. Now, where I was going with this is my type of game was always the non-sped up one. It's to a point. Anime Vanguards, where I played for a time, I preferred that over shit like Anime Last Stand. Which I would definitely put in the other category since, it's 3x with all the effects still garbage. You usually just turn them off because the game, you just sort of play the game for itself. You know what I mean? And Anime World Tower Defense. Don't know if this is the first time I'm mentioning the game in this video so far, when it's literally the focus of this video. But Anime Tower Defense game, Anime World Tower Defense was, to me, one of the ones that fell into the quote-unquote, we'll just call it the slop category. No, in a non-derogatory, in a non-bad way of like describing it. You know what I mean? We'll call it slop because it's like, it's quick. It's like fast food. It's quick, easy. You get it, you eat it, and it's just fucking, it's done. You don't take time to prepare anything. It doesn't take a while to get that. It's more like instant gratification, right? But Anime World Tower Defense, it's just like, when I first tried it, I thought the game was very goofy, very silly. The whole feeding your units mechanic, it's very funny. I'll post a clip up here, where it's just me reacting to it because it's hilarious, right? What'd you say, John?
I think your Goku's hungry, bro. He's got nothing.
How can I tell? What the?
Quick, buy food.
You
it's
don't see the food
meter on the
box?
right. It's the meter on the right hand side.
Oh,
Goku's hungry, bro.
So go buy food along the bottom. And then the middle one, click the 50.
This is so hates.
And then
bro.
once
Hungry.
it's delivered, click feed all. Fuck, once it's delivered, click feed all.
This game is genuinely
Feed,
so
feed,
retarded.
feed.
Where?
Off the start.
Oh, so there's no
Start with like
upgrades for
2K.
units?
There probably is, I didn't need to.
Bro, wait.
What the fuck?
Buy the food, bro. Buy the food, you need it already.
Bro, did you see that? And so, after that, I was like, I probably didn't touch the game for maybe 2 weeks, and a friend of mine, he sort of wanted to get into it a bit more because they're having this insane, massive news update where they added a bunch of really cool units. The trailer was like 15 minutes long on YouTube or something, pretty ridiculous, right? It's like a whole length video just to show off an update trailer. It's crazy. So eventually I did hop back on the game and I played it a little bit, and now I am completely sucked in, and it's like I've gone full circle. I started off with All-Star Tower Defense, realized, sort of evolved, right? I evolved into being like an elitist, I guess you could say. Elitist for the 1x games, the good effect looking games, the really grindy sort of hardcore, mainly anime adventures sort of type games, right? With them being just two of them. But now I'm sort of, with Anime World Tower Defense, I can't stop playing. I'm completely addicted to this game. I genuinely sit on it day in, day out, because it feels, excuse me, it feels like you're playing the game. The game isn't playing you. Now, what do I mean by that? With Anime Adventures, especially when on re-release, it re-released, everyone was excited. But I'm gonna be honest, bro, the Winter event, it's not it, bro. And I think I've already made that clear. It's just like, it's good, but I'm not sitting there and grinding for Aizen. Most people aren't even grinding for him anyways. They're fucking macroing him. So it's like, who cares, realistically? And that's the game playing you, right? You're not actually playing the game's playing you. The devs are getting your premium payout, they're getting the hours up on people playing the game, people are buying rolls, etc., but you're not actually playing. Obviously, this is just going for the Winter event for now. The new Sakamoto event, beautiful, awesome. I'll probably make a video on it, maybe sometime, maybe tomorrow, maybe today. We'll see. But yeah, with Anime World Tower Defense, I feel like you're in the game. You're actually in control. You're playing it, not it playing you. And it's just like, there's just so much shit in this game. When people say Anime World Tower Defense, when I read comments about this game on numerous of my other videos, when I used to just like, I always shit talk games that I don't play. It's just sort of funny to me, seeing people get a little riled up, because I don't know, that's just how I am, right? And usually I don't mean anything by it, but giving it a try now, I'm sorry. If I call this game shit and you still think that I think this game is shit, I'm so sorry. My opinion has completely changed. I genuinely think this is one of the best tower defense games on the platform. Now, I didn't really want to make this video because, if I'm being honest, this game isn't very popular and I kind of want to keep it that way. I kind of wanted to gatekeep it for myself and for the small community that do play it, but I feel like putting some eyes on it would maybe encourage the developers to fix some problems about this game. Now, like I said, problems, because this game is by far not perfect. No way. But it has such crazy elements within the game that it's just insane to me. This game is what All-Star Tower Defense wishes it was. Because it's literally like, the way I describe it, Dokkan Battle right now, it's on its 10th anniversary currently. And the game has changed so much. We've got this new mechanic. The game itself feels and just looks better. You know, the quote-unquote Dokkan 2 update, where it just changes the way the UI looks, the in-game, your orb collecting, everything. It looks beautiful. It's so sexy. You know what I mean? And it's like, comparatively to the old Dokkan Battle, it's like night and day. One's insane and one's just, in comparison, obviously, like that's all right. It's not great, but it worked, and that's the same for ASTD. It worked, but knowing that this game exists, this is the Dokkan 2 comparison, where ASTD was Dokkan 1. It's got so much fucking crazy shit in it. The bosses, all the different types of enemies, the way, just the actual gameplay itself. There's so many different mechanics you have to learn. So many different abilities that characters have. It's so packed full of insane just stuff that I just can't even. I probably have 100 hours in the game right now. And I started playing maybe, I don't know, a week and a half ago. And I'm just grinding up. There's so many different characters, so many different shows, anime, games. You know, if you're a Persona fan, there's Persona characters. There's Persona characters coming in the next part of the update as well. There's what is it called again? Fuck, Lobotomy Corporation, I think it's called. One of the I know some people like that, but there's just so much cool shit, and so many characters have these unique abilities that just enhance the gameplay, make strategies interesting. You know what I mean? And it's like with ASTD, it had a bunch of cool stuff as well, but it just always fell flat. Because with ASTD, all the new units they added, 90% of the units they added, they all served one purpose. They were all meant to be played for Infinity Mode. Because at the end of ASTD, the only thing that there was to do once you've fully gotten all the cool characters, evolved everyone you want to, the only thing left to do was Infinites. And that's just boring. It's completely boring. While this game, it's basically an infinite grind. And now people might think, oh, that's like a bad thing, but it's most definitely a good thing. The reason I'd say it's an infinite grind is because there's just like, even in ASTD, when you did a raid, and say you did, I don't know, Guts raid, you had Guts and you had Griffith already evoed, 6-star and 7-star for Griffith and just 7-star for Guts. There was no reason for you to do the Guts raid anymore. So it's like, if you wanted to help a friend who's like new, starting out, trying to evolve those characters, you didn't have a benefit to do that. But in this game, there is literally you can craft almost every single evolution item that you would need for characters. And some of them cost, like, for example, you see this material right here, looks pretty familiar, looks like a chrono crystal or something, just extended. This is called a universal crafting material. This shit is crazy. Basically, the way it works is when you do a raid, any raid in the game, or a legend stage, etc., they drop these items, and you can basically separate them to get these universal crafting materials. So you could do any raid that you want, and then say you don't need this demon bullet anymore. You can just separate them to get the universal material and then craft items that you actually need. Now, obviously, some items, like for example, this Patara earring right here, you can't craft them with the universal craft. But these items right here, like for example, the Freezer Medal, universal. The what was the other thing? Senzu Bean, universal. And all these items, they're all farmable as well, which is like, you can go and farm, or you can go help your mate who's new and get a stockpile of these universal materials. It's so good. It's such a great mechanic. And I just wish some games just locked in for this, but listen, that's what I'm saying, bro. I don't want every game to be like this, because there has to be the one that stands above the rest. I know it feels like my opinion changes every single video about what I think the best anime tower defense game is, but like, dude, AWTD is genuinely, there's just so much shit in this game. I wouldn't put it above AA, but I'm telling you, it's an easy second spot for me. And this game does have the potential to become first spot. Now, why isn't it in the first spot after how hard I'm, quote-unquote, glazing this game? Well, this game isn't actually called Anime World Tower Defense. That's actually misleading. It's called Anime Loading Tower Defense. Because the fucking loading screens on this game, It's fucked, bro. It takes like 2 or 3 minutes to get into a fucking stage, and sometimes you literally just get kicked. You get kicked for no reason. If I'm trying to play with people from a different region, say I have friends in EU, and I'm from Australia, so I'm basically on the other side of the world from them. If we're trying to play, there are times where I or them just literally just get disconnected from trying to join the server. Join a private server. We're like, all right, bro, you host. Okay, I still get kicked. Okay, now we join a public server. You host. All right, I get kicked. Okay, let's join a private server, but this time I host. Okay, this time it worked. Say it didn't. All right, let's join a public. Now I'm gonna host, and now it worked. And it's genuinely, there's no fixed solution for this. It breaks just randomly, and it's just so fucking annoying. I wish I would have my progression would be off the charts if I could actually play the fucking game, right? If I could actually load in 100 times out of 100 perfectly, but I can't. And I hope the Anime World Tower Defense people, the devs, I'm sure it's a passion project, I know, and they're really working hard because this game has so much stuff in it. There's so much shit in this game already. And I respect it so much for it because there's so many steps in the right direction this game takes. But holy fuck, does it not matter if I can't actually play? You know what I mean? Now they said they were going to add Seamless in the next part of this massive New Year's update. And bro, that would fix half the problem. Because when you beat a stage, you have to reload the whole thing again. And then there's also that now you're basically just flipping a coin whether or not you get kicked again. And it's just like, bro, fuck. I just want to play. I just want to play, and that should be fixed. That is genuinely probably, to my recollection right now, the only gripe that I have with this game. And it's just, I wish that I could say that it's a perfect 10 out of 10, but the fact it's such a big problem that it needs to be addressed. And I'm surprised it hasn't been addressed so soon after the game has been. I don't actually know how long this game's been out, but it's been out as for too long, where this is a genuine issue, and this needs to be fixed as soon as possible because it's fucked. It's completely fucked. But let's go back to being positive. This game, right? The creativity that goes into the characters, it's insane. Senku, who's a money unit, he legit crafts a whole fucking village on in the game. You literally craft like a plantation. It's fucking sick, bro. It's awesome. Assassination Classroom, I haven't seen it. Ayano Koji, I think his name is. There's literally his character. The more you upgrade him, he just gets there's a bunch of characters spawning. Like there's 2 characters playing chess. There's some guy sitting on like a bench. Like it's just the creativity is amazing. More and more games need to be taking. They need to take stuff from this game. When you place units down, some of them have placement animations, like Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. It's literally an animation from him when he literally goes Super Saiyan 2 after Android 16 gets, killed by Cell. And it's beautiful stuff, bro. It's fully voiced. You've got the OST playing. And I think the main reason why I'm talking about this game needs to be gay-kept is because stuff like that can only exist when this game is not on the radar of these stupid fucking copyright, disgusting pigs, you know what I mean? Who just come through and delete all the stuff that I love. Anime Adventures, one of the most things that I loved about Anime Adventures was my Dio over Heaven having voice lines. When I placed him down, everybody knew that I placed him down because you could fucking hear him. When he attacks, he says everything. Oh, it's so fucking beautiful, man. And these fucks removed that. I lost the one thing that I loved the most about the game. And don't get me wrong, I still love Dio. I love his new model. But man, bro, the voice lines were just such a fucking. It was the one thing that I loved the most, and they got rid of it. And I'm just, it hurt me a bit. You know what I mean? It really, not even a bit. It hurt me a lot. I will say it hurt me a lot. And in this game, it's just so you place Aizen down, and it goes fucking Yorkoso, you know. You know what I mean? He's got everyone in the lobby can see that Aizen got placed. And that's the stuff that I love, bro. I love it so much. You have no idea. Stuff like that. Just little voice lines, animations. It's beautiful stuff, dude. It's completely, it's insane. Now, obviously, there's so many units in this game that have so many abilities. And now I'm just going to go into one example of why I think this is the game that AWTD wishes it was. In AWTD, for example, base protection mechanics. If I remember, Kisuke, he was the one that had a so obviously when enemies in an infinite or in any other stage, but I'm guessing he was more of an infinite character, when they were about to reach the end of the base, you were just like, oh, I'm just gonna pop this and extend maybe 2 or 3 waves on the on like on the run. In AWTD, these quote unquote base protector mechanics, they go deep. They go really fucking deep, and they're not just for the sake of just resuming the infinite run. For example, Immortal King Kez, I think is his name. He's from this like Chinese anime called like Daily Life of an Immortal King, I believe. I haven't seen it, but this character is so fucking dope, man. He's so dope. He what he does is basically you have to bring another character called Aqua Sun, which I'm guessing is like his girl in the show or something, and you basically sell her as if she like dies or something. And Immortal King, he basically he does like an animation where he slices the world. And as soon as, depending on how much damage he's done throughout the run, is how much base health you get. So you can literally get up. I think me and a mate, the highest we've gotten is like 7 trillion base health, which is a fuck ton. And when all the enemies, they can just run into the base and just die, and you can just skip waves for as much as you want. When that runs out, you revive again, so you have another 7 trillion health. And then you have people like Gappy, who literally has like just these fucking nuke animations that look insane. And it's just honestly beautiful stuff, bro. Like it's what he does. He has a bunch of abilities where he heals your base. He stalls enemies. He has like a massive nuke, which is the animation that I just played. And it's just like healing actually does something in this game because when bosses spawn, some of them do damage to your base over time, percentage based, obviously. So it's just like healing. It doesn't feel like it's only for one purpose, like it did in ASTD. And that's just one of the many things in this game that just elevate it to a level above. And why I think that this is literally the game, again, repeating one more time, that ASTD wishes it was. Now, the only thing with Anime World Tower Defense is it's got possibly the worst starting new player experience out of any of these games. Just because there's so much shit to do, there's so many enemies that you need to keep track of, that it's just hard to find where you need to start as a new player. Now, thankfully, the community for this game is very, very knowledgeable, very tight-knit. People are very helpful in here. There's barely any, or even none that I've experienced, like toxic people that would just full shit on you for being like a new player. They'll always accept you with open arms and help you like progress. And it's just great stuff, bro. Like realistically, if you really want to get into this game, discord.gg/Shinsengumi, link in bio. I'm sure there's, if you want to, or even the AWTD Discord, people, if you want to get into the game and get started, I'm sure there are plenty of people, including myself, that could help you out, get like a foot in the door and then just play the game. You know what I mean? And I guess where I wanted to go with this is I haven't uploaded in a little bit, so I just wanted to I just checked the recording for the last segment. It's 21 minutes. If you guys managed to get through this whole video, let me know in the comments, but it's just, props to you, bro, because it's 20 minutes of me just talking about this new game that I've just new for me, that I'm just completely into, and I'm really loving it so far. But yeah, I hope that you enjoyed this 21-minute yap sesh. 21, probably like 25 now. By the time this part ends. And let me know if you want to see more content covering AWTD, I guess, for whatever reason. But I'm in love with this game. Fix the loading screens and the crashes, and apart from that, this game is close to perfect. It's close to perfect because it's a game that's completely carried by its mechs, its character designs, its creativity, and it doesn't even need good-looking effects or any of that stuff that I normally would be completely like life or death with an anime tower defense game. So the fact that I'm not like, I haven't completely shut on it because it has shit effects, you play with them off anyways. It's a 3x game, just like ASTD, ALS, all that. Except this game is just, it's a cut above the rest.